President Muhammadu Buhari has condemned the killing of some Christian youths during an Easter procession in Gombe State. He was also sad about the reprisal killing of a law enforcement official allegedly responsible for the tragic incident which occurred on Sunday at Al-Hiri Junction on Bayou Road in the state capital. The incident took place following a dispute between an officer of the National Security and Civil Defense Corps and members of the State Boys Brigade on a procession to mark Easter. In a statement on Tuesday by his senior special assistant on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, the president describes the violence as very unfortunate. He also extended condolences to the families of the victims and wished several people injured speedy recovery. We spoke to Martins Lumba on the situation.
And joining us now in our Lagos studio, we have Martins Lumba to tell us much more his opinion on this issue. Now, Martins, in deliberating on this issue, 11 dead, 30 injured, and a reprisal attack.
Easter is supposed to be a celebration for the risen Christ, if you like, the power to overcome death. Unfortunately, what we saw was that instead of people resurrecting from the dead, they were being snuffed out of life. And that is really sad indeed. It goes to tell you that for some reason, we're not really our brother's keepers. And I worry for the state at which we relate as Nigerians, or if you like, as indigenes of the same geopolitical zone. Gombe has not been known for this kind of violence. It is really shocking to find that a group of youths, boys brigades, you know, having their procession, and from the reports, they had taken a lane of the road. But again, it's not altogether surprising, because if we experience that of the Shiites, you know, under this government, and we know the rest of the story. However, my condolences also to the families and also to the government of Gombe State. I pray that they are able to nip this in the bud, because when you have a ripple effect, the way it is beginning to look like, I foresee that the reprisals may not just end overnight, and that is the reality.
Is it enough for the president to just express sadness over this situation and stretch his condolences to the families? What next do you expect?
I don't think that is satisfactory, simply because this has not really been a hotbed. Therefore, when something like this happens, if you visit, or a very senior member of his cabinet visits, I think it will make a lot of difference. It will be more reassuring. It will be more, if you like, sympathetic, unlike just issuing a statement. We're used to all of these statements every now and again. That is not satisfactory. And to that extent, we're still going to see a ripple effect. So I suggest that the government quickly puts together a team led by a very senior member of government, or if possible, the president himself, instead of maybe coming to do some launch or some opening of some bridge or something. Go over there, because the killings are getting too many, and you don't want quiet zones to become hotbeds. That would be too dangerous.
And what would also be your word to the people of Gombe State, the residents there, really, as at this point in time, when they feel pained?
Well, I want to believe that at the end of the day, we take it as the will of God. That is the kind of mindset that prevails in that environment. So I want to believe that over time, they will get over it. But if I'm to suggest, I think that they need to consult. By that I mean the victims' families with maybe the authorities. They need to judge over some of these things and fine-tune how they engage when things like this are supposed to happen. Of course, you must have some people responsible for directing traffic. Like you announced earlier that the president is visiting Lagos, therefore certain areas will be restricted to movement, or there will be some control. So if you're going to have a procession, I want to believe that there must be some arrangement, you know, going forward.
And the excuse of a car ramming into those during the procession is not enough. Now, to what extent do you also see a follow-up investigation beyond all of the talk so far?
That is absolutely necessary. In fact, that is very key. you know, we need to understand precisely where, you know, it's not that someone will just out of the blue just ram his car. And again, from the reports I heard, it will appear that they had encountered this particular individual, you know, driving that car earlier. And it will appear that he went, did a U-turn and came after them. So we need an investigation to put all of this in proper perspective and to guide against maybe future occurrence.
Thank you very much for your time. Martins Lumba, it's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Always.